Hello everyone, I am Julito Tramil Jr. and today we're going to talk about designing graphic organizers. So before talking about graphic organizers, we should know it's important to know that how ideas and concepts were conveyed in the past. As we all know, education has always been a part of human civilization, but it's not as widespread as now. But in the past, scholars and professionals taught their craft in a manner that was simple and basic. For example, a philosopher uttering his philosophy or teachings, while the students, as you can see in the picture, is writing it in a piece of paper, ceramic, or clay tablet, while hands-on craftsmen like a carpenter will just show it how to build a chair and the like. But as civilization advanced, complex professions arose like medicine, a lot more, researching about policies and politics, societies. So teachers need more tools or more ways to convey their ideas and concepts. Hence the need for new teaching techniques such as graphic organizers like this. So before that, what are graphic organizers? Graphic organizers are conceptual webs, visual representation of facts, ideas, and concepts. And graphic organizers allows for concepts to be more concrete, so that students could easily grasp it and new ideas integrate with prior knowledge, ideas, and information to be categorized, and allows the facilitation or facilitate the process of retrieving information. So, according to the VLE, there's actually 11 types of graphic organizers. Number one example of this is the concept map. Concept map are used to define a concept or to illustrate an idea drawn from a given lesson. For example, if a teacher has a lesson like this in the picture, the Constitution. So to easily convey it, we would utilize graphic organizer or to make it easy or to make it concrete. Like if you use essays or words, it might be hard to grasp for students. Like, take a look at these graphic organizers. It is arranged the Constitution, then the concept of the separations of power, then the three branches of the government. Like it's very easy. A student can easily distinguish between the legislative, executive, and the judiciary. And the number two of the examples of graphic organizers is a concept cluster. When you want to illustrate a major concept together with its sub-concepts. So, for example, here the teacher has a lesson about national symbols. So, instead of talking about what are the national symbols or what are its sub-concepts, the teacher would just show a graphic organizer or a graphic organizer that conveys the ideas and concepts easily. Like for example here, the national symbols. So just draws a circle, Filipino language, national song, Philippine flag. So it's very easy to understand. So number three is well map. While concept map and concept clusters connects both on in the main topic, wheel map is divides, like to show the division of a lesson into subtopics to facilitate individual or group investigation, classroom related event situation portrayed in a wheel map. For example, major landforms, like it divides what are the major landforms, mountains, hills, plateaus, and plains. So this is a great example here. Number four is cycle graph. Use a cycle graph to present a series of connective events that occur in sequence and produce a repeated result. Like instead of talking about just the climate or weather cycle, teacher would explain various things. It just shows you a graphic organizer, like a graphic organizer, like a cycle graph. Like it shows the concept or knowledge or the idea easily. Like autumn, next to autumn is winter, then winter, spring, then spring, next to spring is summer, then autumn again. So it's very easy to organize the said topic while also convey it. Number five is fact storming. Use a fact-storming web to fact-storm the sub-concepts under a major concept to show the coverage of the lesson or unit study can be shown in the fact-storming web. Like for example, this Laurasia, Angia, Gondowalan. So this is probably the tectonic plates lesson here. So if North America and Eurasia combined, it is Laurasia, while Laurasia is Pangaea, then it separates in Gondowalan. Or maybe Laurasia consists mostly of the two continents we see today, North America and Eurasia, Europe and Asia. But if you combine those two, they are Pangaea, while Gondowalan consists of South America, Africa, Australia, and Antarctica. So that is fact storming. Number six is discussion web. Discussion web is used to help students organize arguments or evidence in connection with a given lesson, used in addressing issues that are not resolved or which there are balanced pro and con arguments. For example, this question. For example, you should put a question there. Questions instead of using an essay format like introduction, body, and conclusion. It would be easy to convey the different reason for a question if the answer is yes or no by just using a graphic organizer. Like if you have a question, you agree in abortion, for example, yes. So it shows this, just shows to see what various reason. Or if you agree in abortion, you should put your reasons there in the box. While on the other hand, if you agree no, you should put your reasons here. Or should just put many questions, then put many reasons, sorry, in those boxes. So it's very easy to convey, and that is the purpose of graphic organizers. Then number seven is bubble wrap or bubble wrap. I'm very sorry. Bubble web. So bubble tree web is to represent relationships among concepts. Like it shows here water forms, seas, oceans, rivers, lakes, land forms, hills, mountain, but it focused mostly on a core or a main understanding. Like for example, physical features of the earth, that is the core. And the bubble wrap or bubble I don't know where I get that bubble wrap or the bubble tree allows to represent relationships like water forms, land forms. So I hope you understand me. Number eight is the ladder web. Ladder web. Sorry. Use a ladder web to answer questions that call for answers in enumeration. A ladder web gives a logical presentation of data collected as a result of an investigation. For example, here, bakit mahalaga ang ideolohiya sa isang bansa? So, the ladder web allows an easy way to convey what have you found and enumeration in your logic. Like it's cool to just put an essay into it, but it's not as not as easy to be understand by your students. So you might use a graphic organizer, same as this ladder web. So number nine is semantic web. So a semantic web is kind of the same as the ladder web, but far more complex. So when the core question calls for four answers, the immediate response to the core question are the web's strand, the four boxes, the facts or inferences used to support each web strand. Like here, like they support each other. May naipon, then, bakit na darayuhan ang maraming mamamayan? Nandarayuhan ang maraming mamamayan, then malaking kita. Mag magaling na hanap buhay, kailangan ng pagbabuhayan. So that is a great example of semantic web. Number 10 is Venn diagram, like the most easily recognizable graphic organizer. So use a Venn diagram to compare two sets of ideas or two concepts with the use of Venn diagram. Students can compare a number of topics like two persons, two forms of government, two communities, two nations, two religions, and the like. For example, industrialization back then and industrialization now. Right? You should compare it. What are their differences in the big circles? While in the middle circle is what are their similarities, like it says here. So number 11 is the flow chart. Use a flow chart to show the flow of ideas, events, or stages, phases, and processing an activity. Flowcharts equip both the teacher and students with knowledge and skills in discussing the issue, events, or process in a meaningful manner. So it is pretty self-explanatory. Like for example, in the picture, there's a start, then there's an end, but there's a corresponding flow. You cannot go directly to the end in order for you need to allow a great flow of conveying your ideas. Like start, customer arrives, customer makes requests, seller inquires after its validity, or that's just it. That's a great example of a flow chart. So, in summary, a graphic organizer is a visual and graphic display that depicts. I'm very sorry, my tongue is my tongue is kind of in a bad situation right now, and I don't know why. Maybe because of peanut butter I've ate. Ito naman yung ano eh. Very sorry. So that depicts the relationship between facts, terms, and or ideas within a learning task. So graphic organizer are also sometimes referred as knowledge maps, concept maps, story map, cognitive organizers, advanced organizers, and concept diagrams. So thank you for listening to my report. The end. So that is graphic organizers.